What, I think this was a good idea. So I finally got myself a truck. Now why that's big for me is I'm a car guy. I got all these cars, but I ain't never had nothing to pull them with. Now am I smart? Did I go and buy me something new, something that ran perfect? No. I hopped on Marketplace and I found me this bad girl. Now I know, you're probably thinking to yourself, Cam, that's a sweet ride. How could you ever afford a truck that looks that good? Well, there you go. So, here's the new project. 2015 Silverado LT. Four-wheel drive. It's actually a pretty sweet truck. It's got what I think's a 6-inch lift in it. It's like a, I don't know, I can't really read that, Trailmaster lift. But not a bad looking truck. It's just been beat up. You can see the crease on the door. Tailgate, rear bumper looked pretty rough on it. And yeah, I think the wheels cracked, but I'm not 100%. Not a bad looking truck though. I really kind of dig the wheels. They're 37, I guess it's American Trucks wheels, but they're missing like hubcaps on 2 or 3 of them. Not missing, but they're all punched out like that. But yeah, pretty solid truck. Wanted me a 4-wheel drive. This got the 5.3 in it. Just something to pull like a 1-car trailer. But if you want to know what I paid for this thing, some a little closer to that right there. A little bit less than that. But interior's pretty solid. It's got that big center console going on. But let's get to some of the problems on this thing. Problem A1. Clean title, by the way. Tailgate is toast. Handle ain't there. We can't get it open. Tried prying on it. Don't work. Bumper. I don't know. Don't look like it's been hit. Just ugly. I mean, besides this stuff down there and here, but you know, have to get that looked at. But got that going on. Got the front tire up here that's losing air. I don't know how much these cost, but I know these can't be cheap. I've never had a big truck, so I'm about to find out. Couple more paint things back here on the back door. I don't know how to do paint and body work, so we're probably going to end up leaving that stuff alone. But the worst of it, up here at the top of the door. Kind of looks like someone was shoving rods or screwdrivers or something to try to get up in there. You can see all the wrinkles along the top of the door. Just look at that. Work of art. They even chewed the gasket up. And I'm surprised the door panel's solid. Nothing really got chewed up. I mean, as you can see, a little something there. But I don't know if they swapped the interior around because I've never seen LTs with a nice console and stuff in them. Interior, not bad. Just got a whopping 275 on the odometer. Hell yeah. Looks like it's broken off in there. Hell yeah. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, for what I paid for it, it's going to be a solid little work truck, and I plan on actually using it. Back seats, solid. Nice. I'll get to that pile of stuff in a little bit, but one thing I bet you've never seen on a Silverado like this. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you grew up where I'm from, you probably have seen it before, but yeah, that's pretty serious. I don't know if you ever seen butterflies on the Silverado, but the only thing we can figure with that, especially with this dent going on in the rear, somebody let this door open. When all that happened, they were backing up, might have took the door out. I don't know, it's hard to say. Nothing else is kind of damaged around this side. But Like I said, clean interior. Now most of that stuff, not gonna lie, I can live with. I can drive a beat up looking truck, but there's one really big problem. One really major issue going on with this truck. That's right, we riding on ratchet straps, boys. So the front lift in this truck's been damaged pretty bad. I don't know if you can see, they got the ratchet strap tied around the front diff up here, looped around and holding tension around the front cross member. And what I can guess happened is there's supposed to be a brace that runs from here to the front diff that they're missing. Ended up letting the diff sag down. And I'll show you some of the carnage that happened from all of that. So, number one. Axle got chewed up. Still usable, I think. But just looks hideous. But the real problem, let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Right here. That little part right there is like your diff drop bracket. Kind of puts a space between your front diff. Let me zoom back out. Kind of puts space between the front diff and the actual like frame and body of the truck, so your angles look pretty good. But from the strap, or that brace not being there, it let this front end sag just enough. Start shearing these brackets off all the way back up to here. Not good. There we go. So the other problem with the braking is right here. Now it's kind of hard to see, but it sheared the ear of the front diff casing. Bolts in right there. It's your 4-wheel drive diff. But it sheared the ear clean off of there. I know some kits require you to kind of notch one of the ears off, but I don't think it's supposed to be broken clean off like that. And that washer is not really holding anything. So everything's kind of resting on that U-bolt. Don't like that. But good old eBay pulled through. Found this little unit for, I think it was like 160 bucks. But ears are clean, brand new. Hoping I can just unbolt it from right there and right there. Pull them bolts out, and then there's like a little actuator right there that looks like on this piece is threaded on the inside. So my hope is I can just unbolt this off that front diff, thread that actuator back out, put it in this one, bolt it all together and be all hunky-dory. Don't know if there's any seals that go in here. Looks like there's kind of a channel for one, but I didn't see any on the part sheet. And not too sure about this side, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess. But yeah, that's about it for the front lift issues. So 2015 4-wheel drive, 5.3. You know, nice truck. It's got the trailer brakes and all that, but it's got a bad front diff, drop bracket. The rear brakes are locking up on one side, which I'll show that later. And some body damage. So really not a bad deal, but the problem is you would think you could just go to the website for Trailmaster or whatever lift this is. From what I can tell, it's Trailmaster. Just buy that bracket, but no. Can't find the company website. Contacted a few off-road parts companies locally, and they said it looks like they've been bought out. So, not too sure if another drop bracket is compatible with all this stuff, because it's kind of a weird looking bracket. I'm not a lifted truck guy, so I don't know if this is normal, but usually they just got like a little bracket that spaces these two bolts. Turn this. Spaces these two bolts here and here, and then bolts to the top and it's straight. But this one runs all the way back to like this area back here, which is kind of odd. So I mean, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But I mean, you hop in this thing and just... fires right up. Also, they kind of chopped the exhaust off. I guess there was a hole in the muffler. But not bad. I mean, what else do you want a big truck to sound like, right? A little bouncy up there. I mean, she's quiet. Bone stock, still got the bad lifters in it. So we'll have to fix that. But yeah, man. Also has kind of this cool, like, Android generic Chinese CarPlay radio. It's actually a pretty cool radio though. Yeah, I mean, that's the basic rundown of the truck. It's got little things in the interior to take care of. I did fix the sun visor. It had a busted up mirror in it, but junkyarded that, junkyarded the mirror, got that fixed. But a little bit of story on the truck. So my brother's also been looking for a truck. He's been looking for like OBS's or cat-eye Silverados, stuff like that. We went out, probably about an hour and a half drive. Got to this guy's house and we were looking at a cat-eye. Whole thing was just rusted out. Lifters were tapping in it, didn't tell us any of that. Transmission was blown in it, so we just had to pass on that. On the drive back, we seen this truck. Posted on Facebook for about 2 hours. Drove out to the guy. Truck looked solid. My brother was planning on buying it. Then the more we looked at it, I kind of fell in love with the way it looked. So ended up picking it up, drove it all the way here on the ratchet straps, and it drove fine. So brake got hot. Other than that, I mean, what more could you ask for the price we paid? But for the little parts pile that came with it, bunch of like lug nuts and stuff for the wheels. This is actually nice. It's the like diff mount for the front diff. So this truck, with the spacer it has, it actually gets rid of this and it takes up all that space, so I'm gonna need these, so it's kind of nice. Both of them are already in here. I'm assuming this is a rear brake, but it might be the fronts because they've tried to work on the rears before, not 100%. Tie rod ends not hooked up because of the front lift stuff. I think that's a 2-inch front lift or something like that, but I ain't gonna worry about that. And then I guess a stock radio. But yeah, so plan of attack on this build is I already got a rough country lift coming in. I believe this one's a 6-inch Trailmaster, and with these 37s it clips the front bumper within like barely a turn of the wheel. So they've already cut this front bumper a little bit, didn't help. So we're gonna go 1 inch higher all the way around, see if that does anything. And I don't care about the front bumper, so we'll just cut it up, see what it looks like. Rear brakes, got to get that addressed before we're just cruising around in it. So might take the caliper apart, see if the slide pins are stuck, see if the pads and everything look good, rotor, just check that stuff out. And if I can't see anything, I might throw some brake lines at it, see what happens. Let's see what else. It's got no exhaust, but he actually gave me a muffler and some tips, and let me show you guys what this looks like. So these are what he gave me for the truck. Muffler, not bad. I don't know if I want to do like a 1-in. I don't know how all that stuff works at the front. I'll have to take a look at it, but look at these tips, would you? Holy cow. I don't know, I get it's like a big truck thing, but that just is not my thing. You can't tell me a 6-inch tip on a gasser looks sweet, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, as far as starting YouTube and stuff out, I think this will be the first kind of build that I do for the channel. Got the rough country lift coming in. If we get it driving and rolling pretty good, we'll look at the motor. Everything's running pretty fine right now, but I mean, lifters, cam, stall converters, stuff like that wouldn't hurt. Tune it, things like that. But got a bunch of other projects going on around here. White Fox is mine. Truck under the cover over here is mine too. But this is kind of the most recent thing I got, and I just got all the equipment to kind of start filming videos, so figured I'd go ahead and make this and get started on it instead of procrastinating. So here we are. White Fox bought on Facebook within an hour. Kind of made these taillights with a Cricut vinyl cutter and some sticker. I mean, pretty sweet. 5.0 car, 5-lug swap, things like that. I'll make more videos on it in the future, but runs and drives. Got the transmission just stabbed back in it. Blew a clutch, but pretty good little ripper. Needs a brake booster next, then we can really get to things on it. But the truck got a blown trans. Really too much to talk about on it, but there you go. Give you a little teaser. There you go. Oh yeah, we'll get around to her. That was my first truck, but it's gonna be a big project getting that thing fixed. Yep, sorry, not too interesting or too crazy, but we'll get around to it, I promise. This is just the first video, and I felt like the more I put it off, the more I wouldn't do it, so I figured I'd go ahead and make the first one. So I gotta finish it up. But yeah, I think that's about it for old Cam Mullis's first YouTube video. So we build Japanese cars, muscle cars, bag cars. This will be our first like 4-wheel drive lifted kind of stuff. I've had like Cam police cars, stuff like that, so if you like seeing that kind of stuff, stay tuned. Junkyard runs. We're not the richest people, so we make do with what we got. But yeah, not really master mechanics by any means. Just me and my brother have watched a lot of YouTube. Bought a bunch of cars that were pretty destroyed because that's the only way we could afford them, and kind of figured stuff out along the way. So hopefully the same kind of case for this truck. But yeah, appreciate y'all watching. Let me know what you want to see in the future, and catch you in the next one.